No, I think the concept was good. It works with the song, and I think the coming in from narrative and performance works in where you put it in the song. Does that make sense? Yeah.
As a whole, I think it's really good. The use of special effects and obviously the props that you've used make it look really good, and it does go with the song, so I think it's a really good video.
I generally love the fact that it's actually your music. That personally for me, that the fact that you made something from your own music just looks really good. And I love the concept, and it goes really well with your genre. And also, like, seeing some scenes, it matches really well with, or it goes like what you delivered in the pitch to us is exactly what we've seen. Because I remember your lot's like safety and stuff about throwing stuff and breaking stuff and not drowning. I remember seeing that. And I like the fact that you put it into the video.
I think you use slow motion really effectively, like how you're in the middle of the plate smashing. It slows down and towards the end, like speeds up really quickly. So that was effective.
I totally got the concept, so the whole cut between the band and the story worked really well. Excellent use of special effects. The GoPro in the bucket was really good. The hand on the girl, that was really complicated. I don't even know how to do that, so that was a really good attempt. Overall, it's definitely a good. There's so much that you could work with to make it, you know, flow really well. Like I would be excited to sit there and actually, you know. Does that make sense? I'm like babbling on so much, but it's a definitely strong point to actually improve from now. Like it's really strong. Yeah.
The editing's good. It's got clear structure between narrative and performance. Suits the genre. I can't read my writing. I like the shots when you go to the instruments. Oh, GoPro is what it says. Yeah. So the use of the GoPro, which you all agree is really effective. And it really suits the genre as well. And obviously highlights the instruments during the instrumentals, that's really good. Your transitions and effects work well, and your mise en scène, so use of mise en scène in the props, also kind of communicate the concept and support the genre. So all of that works really well. Yeah? Yeah?
I think while the special effects work well, the editing, so like the cutting between the narrative and the blackouts and the performances and everything, could really be refined. Like, I feel like it comes at the wrong moments in the song, so like when you have a guitar strum, that's where the band should come back in, not a couple of seconds later, if that makes sense. That's one thing I had, and also, this is a really sort of picky thing, and you can probably just ignore it, but when the plate smashes, there was something on the plate before, and it wasn't on there when it smashed.
You remember the bread?
Oh yeah.
But yeah, you can ignore that. That was just that was one of those things. Okay, cool. Yeah.
It was really good. I think we should.
We're not that sensitive, but it weren't quite.
I didn't genuinely think there was that much wrong with it. I can't really point anything out that I think was wrong with it.
I think personally it's quite hard for us to give constructive criticism because I don't know the genre. I don't know when, like Dan was really good at telling you when there should be a cut or not. I have no clue.
In terms of music video in general?
I actually, generally, I think the footage could be a bit more, like, I don't know if it's a projectile or not, but I think it could be a bit more crisp. Yeah. I felt as if it was a bit blurry. I don't mean to sound bad, but I just thought like it could be a bit more clearer. But I got everything, and again, I'm sorry I can't give you more constructive criticism because I don't know the genre, I don't know the music, I don't listen to it.
Basically, we thought the blackouts were a bit too long.
Oh no, the blackouts are there because we don't have the version yet.
Okay. So are you going to have blackouts?
No. No blackouts.
At all?
At all.
See, I think it kind of works. No, it does work. I mean, they do go on a little bit, but if you had like short blackouts, so cutting between performance and narrative, if you had a blackout there, I think that would be really effective. I think you should try and use that. Or maybe try it a couple of ways, see what works best. Forget marks for drafting anyway. So.
And maybe you could present it to your target audience and see what they prefer, because ultimately that's who your product needs to sell to. And you've got some target audience research.
in terms of blackouts, it's definitely trial and error. So it's about just trying it out, seeing if it works, stuff like that. Yeah, what Louis was saying about the GoPro was really good. I forgot that guitar thing, it was excellent. I felt like it definitely needs to be tightened up a bit because it's really fast paced and drums and there's definitely a bit, you know, when there's the guitar solo and you've got the punch and the tie, it goes quick and then it's a bit slow when it cuts to the guitar playing.
Yeah.
It kind of throws me off a bit in terms of that. I think you could definitely cut, like snappy, follow the pace of the music and stuff like that. But I think just the thing that needs to be worked on is just tightening it up a bit. You know, yeah.
Okay, me. So obviously I think it's really good, very strong. As Reem said, a strong point to work from. It's a rough cut. Framing. So in your interior shots, some of the framing, I don't know if you noticed, but in the shot where you're sitting in the corner, I can see a double light switch and half a chair. And I'm finding it very distracting. Okay? So you want to, if you can, you want to crop that so we don't see those. Okay? Because that's a bit of a problem, that framing there. So it's mostly on that one. And then the one where you're, I don't know if you used it actually, or if I saw it in something else you showed me, but where you've got the brown skirting boards. Yeah, it's slightly wonky. So I don't know if you noticed that, but just go back and have another look. I'll show you. Okay, so though the framing there, you just need to address that. The phone. What's on the phone?
It says key code.
Yeah. It says key
He's
code.
asking. He's trying to get a code off of it.
So how come I can't see that?
I don't know that.
Okay, is it easy to see?
Yeah. Sort of.
I think
I thought you like. I thought it was Barclays Bank.
What is it? Is it inviting?
A cutaway.
Yes, it's inviting what we call an eyeline match. Because remember, it's narrative, so you've got a tiny bit of linear editing there. So I suppose I was thinking, oh, I'd love a little eyeline match to a close-up.
To see what it is.
To see what it is. To make it, because ultimately they're starving you. They're leaving you in a corner of a room. They're trying to drown you. And they're causing you to lose blood from your face.
Well, that's just Jack.
And we don't know why it is. And that's just Jack, yeah. Okay, so I just wonder if you, because I know you've got a close-up, because I've seen your blog. Yeah? So I know it's there, and I know when you filmed it, and so on and so forth. So I knew what it was, but I think had I not seen it on the blog, I wouldn't have been quite so clear. I would have just thought it was something on the phone. So I just wondered if an eyeline match to a close-up.
That was actually a screenshot thing.
Ah.
I'm sure we can quickly show.
I think that because that shot's slightly overexposed when it comes to the phone, and that's why it's hard to see. But also, I think if you had a cutaway, that would work really well, and you could see clearly what it is, and the audience wouldn't be kind of a bit unsure and stuff like that. Yeah.
So I'd like that. And then just something during the you do it later on, but when it normally conventionally in rock videos, when we have an instrumental, we go to each of the instruments or whichever instrument we can hear. So if you can bring, there's a section where we hear the drums quite a lot, it's a drum solo, so we need to see the drums. You do it at one point later on, but we have it earlier. And there's another bit where there's a real focus on the instrumental with the guitars, so you'd want to be using those GoPro shots again a bit earlier there. So I think they need to be edited in a bit more. But I did like them when they were used, I thought they were really good. Right, one thing which I suppose kind of extends what both Reem and Dan said about the cutting, where it's a bit slow is where you come out of the performance shot at the end of the choruses and go into the verse. So I don't know if anyone noticed, it's maybe like a second, 2 seconds too slow, and that's where it feels like it's not as sharp as it needs to be. So if you could cut that a bit earlier and we see Tim being dragged for 2 seconds longer, it would match the beat and the way the song moves from the verse to the chorus and the chorus to verse. So that's the bit you need to focus on in terms of the cutting.
Have you laid down like your markers on Premiere? For the beat?
No.
Yeah, do that because it will really help sort of figure out where the cut should be. Yeah, because sometimes you feel like there should be a cut there and there isn't, so that would sort of help it.
Well, yeah, these are things that we've already said that we're going to go back to anyway. When we were looking through it earlier, we were basically saying most of these points, and these are things that we definitely need to go over anyway. So.
But it's very strong already. These are just things which are going to enhance it even further. All right, so well done.